Hello, ladies
Hello.
and gentlemen, and welcome to the 343industries.org Community Forum Special New Year's Edition podcast. I'm your host, Church, and with me today is Sixlick,
Yep.
Austin,
Hello, everyone.
and D38 Boss. We got the regular crew here. So, as of right now, in 4 minutes and 30 seconds now, the new year is going to come.
Well, for us.
For Eastern
Yeah,
Standard
except
Time.
We do
for me,
have someone
because
here
I'm-
from the
I'm
future.
already-
Yes, we brought a special token
I'm
member
already
from
in
the future.
January.
So,
Yeah.
Austin, would you care to tell us what it's like in the future? No spoilers, please.
Well,
So
the
like if they're
aliens
jetpacks.
visited,
Shut down.
and we invented time travel,
Dang it.
and
Hoverboards are a thing, right?
yes, they are. We have robots as personal assistants.
So me,
Um,
basically.
Yeah, what you would expect in 2015.
What about the thermonuclear war? Is that coming too?
No, we're safe for now.
Okay, sweet. We got one more
Yeah.
year. We got one more year.
Yeah, it's all good.
So, basically, what we're saying right now is we're schmucks who are not actually having a party. We're having a party with we're having a 4-person
Yeah.
sad internet party for New Year's.
What we're basically saying is we're all very sad, lonely people living sad, lonely lives.
Exactly.
We have
And this is what
nothing
we're
better
doing
to
on
do.
New Year's
Well,
instead of
And we're
actually
doing
hanging
it,
out.
Okay,
doing
well-
it for you. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, sick doesn't
Okay,
count.
I
He's-
was playing hockey earlier, and I'm probably gonna go play hockey later.
Yeah, because it doesn't actually turn to midnight for him when it turns to midnight for us. So he
Yeah.
he can just go right back to his partying. He's a cheater.
What position do you play?
I just play pickup games.
So as the future arrives, we take a moment and look back at our past and realize how absolutely
Yes.
crappy it was. 2014,
What have we done this year?
You were a terrible year. Go to hell.
New year, new me. No more heroin binges.
Yeah, but I mean seriously, it's been an okay year, and I mean, we had a lot of games come out.
Games. There's only
Yeah,
more on the way.
Yeah, lots more on the
Oh
way.
no, we had a lot of failures of games
We
this
did
year.
have a lot of failures of games.
A
this year.
lot of failures.
We
It was just
we
a
had
year of
Ride. We
failures
had.
for
I think
games.
Ride to Hell Retribution came out this year, didn't it?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that.
I'm checking. Ride to Hell Retribution. Rating 1 out of 10. 1 out of 5 Metacritic. 1 out of 10 Destructoid. 1. No, initial release date was 2011.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It has. Huh, that's kind of depressing.
What else have we? We've
Come on,
had
let's-
the Elder Scrolls Online,
Yeah.
which, funnily enough, I'm downloading right now.
Master Chief Collection.
Yes.
Assassin's Creed, Unity, whatever the
Yes,
crap, other stuff
yeah.
that we have going on. I mean, we've talked about this before. We've talked and on the previous podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
There's been one or two good games. I think this year the betas shined.
Yeah. Well, for the one
betas,
2
yeah.
days that it was there. So, more on that later. More importantly, in 1 minute, it's going to be the year 2015. So, guys, kiss 2014 goodbye, because here comes the sun.
Except for me. 2014 Scrubs.
2014 Scrubs. You're already in the future. So, in less than
No
a
one
minute,
cares.
Boss and I are going to transition to the future, and Sick is going to be left in the past.
Loser.
Absolutely. So, once again, I'm going to be proposing a toast. I've got I've got a little treat of some Irish cream that I'm going to be drinking.
I ain't got any alcohol, so I gotta do.
How about you guys? Are you going to honor the tradition?
Yeah.
What
are you gonna
tradition?
The tradition of offering a toast to the new year. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy flippin' New Year, everybody.
Yeah. Welcome to 2015 Scrubs.
So, see you guys in 1 hour with
What,
this.
you leaving? With
Yay.
Yeah, we're gonna be experimenting with webcam stuff. In later podcasts, but for now we don't have a webcam. But if we did have a webcam shot, you would have seen
Well,
that.
we do have webcams. We just can't record
You
them.
you can't see them.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
can't see them. So, Sick just held up a bottle of Listerine. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's probably not the best thing to drink.
It was the first thing next to me.
Well, any port of storm, you know. So yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Great podcast. Goodbye.
it's been a good year. Well, it was
Yeah.
a good year. Now it's the new year.
Yeah.
And my computer timer still says it's 11:59 p.m., but my computer timer is terrible and wrong.
My computer timer says it's 4, which it is.
I just heard my phone go off a bunch of times, probably getting Happy New Year messages from people.
Mr. Popular.
Mr. Popular. My God.
They're
Silence
probably
it.
like 6 from the same guy, though.
Yeah. Well,
So what have we done this year?
this year?
On the forum, yeah.
Well, I
What are the
drank.
things?
I drank this year, and that's about it. And I talked to you guys this year.
Yeah.
I sat here with a gun.
It can only go down from here. So.
We had Ask the Director, which became a
last
thing.
year. Last year. Come on.
No,
we're talking
no,
about
it's this
last
year.
Did we?
Yeah, started by the director, 12th of June, 2014. This is Ask the Director 2.0.
This is 2015, Griff.
Yeah.
Stop
I'm
living in
talking
the
about...
past, man.
At least for you
yeah,
guys,
now
it's still
I'm just kind of
2014 for me.
confused. Yeah, okay, so we can't talk about this year. It's last year now.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa! I just realized that
Yeah.
you guys changed clothes all of a sudden.
What?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's because they're in 2015 now. There's a new style.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't mention the time machine. I mean, it's too much for his 2014 brain. Oh, what, did I mention it? Oh gosh.
That
Bad
is a
stuff-
good picture.
Bad stuff may start happening.
Just remember, by the end of this year, these are the things you have to keep track of. We're supposed to dress like that. Everybody's supposed to be able to get functioning hoverboards. And the big one, the Cubs are supposed to win a World Series in baseball.
Yep.
Never.
That's what has to happen. That's what has to happen for the prophecy of Back to the Future to come true. And theoretically speaking, there already is a hoverboard available for purchase that works.
Mm-hmm. Actually,
Yep.
I can link the video.
That was...
Yeah,
and
the
it's
Hendo,
so
the
expensive,
Hendo hoverboard.
and you have to
Who do you
have
want? It's a
giant
hoverboard.
magnetic thing. You have to have a huge
You have to have a metal surface. That's it.
Yeah.
But what do you want? It's a hoverboard. It works.
Yep.
It's not a metal surface. No, I don't think it's...
No, it
I'm not
has to
sure
be
if it's
over a
a-
metal surface.
It's
Yeah,
a
but it's
metal
not just
surface
a
that has a
metal
charge,
surface.
or something that
Yeah,
has a
it has to
charge
have-
running through it.
Yeah, there you
Wait,
go.
so
it's got to
it
have
gets-
the
it gets
opposite
the power from the
on it.
surface it's on.
It's kind of
it's-
like a bullet train.
Yeah, it is magnetized in of itself. The board itself is, because they have boards and then they have kits that you can basically make anything you want a remote control hover toy. And the Hendo Hoverboard, as it's called, that they came out with, has a 10-minute charge and functions over any metallic surface.
That is
Oh.
pretty stinking cool.
Okay.
It's also very expensive.
Yeah, it's like $10,000 for the actual hoverboard.
Yikes. Bosses
Which is nothing in 2015.
Which is nothing in 2015.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
We're in the
inflation's
future now.
just off the chart now.
Yeah. What are you doing? What is it? Oh.
He's shooting a gun at his camera. A fake gun. So, excuse me. I have a couple questions for you guys. Looking forward to the new year. Actually,
Well, it is already the new year.
yes. Looking
So-
over the new year ahead of us.
Right.
So we have. Boss, have you played the Halo 5 Guardians beta?
Yeah.
Okay. Austin, have you played the Halo 5 Guardians beta?
No, but
You
I
suck,
have it,
moving
and
on.
I'm watching it
You
right
suck,
now.
moving
There is. I've seen it. I've seen enough of it, and I've got it downloaded, but I just don't really want to play it.
Play
You
it.
should play it with me. It's fun. It's pretty fun.
Mhm. So, Six, have you played the Halo 5 Guardians beta?
Yes.
Okie dokie. So, opening question is, any initial thoughts? Just, what's your opinion of it, straight up, unfiltered?
I like it.
I enjoy it immensely.
Flinching needs to be gone. The flinching
is-
is insane.
Here's
Like,
the thing. Shut up. You haven't played it. Your opinion doesn't matter.
I can see it.
Here's the
what he
thing.
said.
When you aim down scope, or just when you get hit, the aim flinches is a big issue.
Yeah.
It's more than it was in previous games, that's for
I
sure.
also think the shield should be stronger because you die too quickly.
Yeah. That said, it makes for faster paced
Other than
gameplay,
that,
but you really
it makes for
die
faster.
quickly.
It makes for faster paced gameplay, but not when you keep the same Halo-sized map and movement style for the most part.
Yeah.
Right,
It does. If you want to keep it a Halo game, you kind of need to make the soldiers have less of a glass jaw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When it comes to the issues that people say they want removed, a lot of people are complaining that the Spartans actually having callouts are an issue.
Okay, that's
And
dumb.
and saying that they don't like the fact that the Spartans have like intro and outro cinematic between games because it says it makes them have personalities.
Right.
Okay.
I don't. It's like, okay, I don't like fun. Can you please remove fun from my game?
Like I understand it. I would rather just have like a base loadout screen
I would
like-
not. I do not understand it.
for like 5 seconds, but I don't mind it. It's not that big of an issue. Especially when you win a close game and it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
see your Spartans giving each other high fives. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, sure, it's the same. It's the same animation over and over
It's
again.
pretty good.
But it's
There's
a
like
good
5,
animation.
6 different animations. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just feel like if they are going to introduce something like that, make it a little bit more diverse, add a couple more animations so that it.
Yeah.
So that
One
it
of the
seems a little
messages that somebody put, because I was looking at Waypoint about it, because that's where I find stupid opinions most of the time. A shining example stood out of a good opinion where the person said, "Hey, why not make it like Far Cry 3, where the MVP of the winning team, you unlock animations as you level up, and the MVP of the winning team picks one to show." Because if you played Far Cry 3, when you win, you can pick whether you congratulate the MVP on the losing team or screw with him.
Or it's like in
Yeah.
GTA 5 with the finishing move, I guess. Like you can if you win a match on GTA 5 online, you can it'll have you do your thing.
Oh,
like
yeah,
jazz
yeah,
hands
okay.
Or
Yeah, kind of like that. Only these are all actually scripted animations that aren't just something your character does.
yeah,
And if you get my very
contemplative.
bastardized saying of it,
Right. Yeah.
you basically can pick. Yeah, you can pick a good animation and a bad animation in your profile setup, and then if you're the MVP on the winning team, you pick which one happens. So it can range from anything to your guy having a dance contest against the MVP on the losing team, to having the two people behind you lift the MVP up and letting you kick them in the nads. And I'm not saying such that go that crazy. I just mean have choice for the animations, because I personally think they're great.
Yeah, and that actually that would be something extra to do in that really really long intermission that seems to be between every game.
Yeah. Like, that was the thing that confused me the most, was people were saying they want the animations gone because it breaks up the flow of games getting into matches. Like, you don't have half an extra second to spare. They're not that long.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's a nice
People seem to hate
transition in between going from looking at the weapons in the map to go.
Yeah.
Here's what's behind you. Go.
Although
it's a less jarring transition.
The spawn in is actually a bit jarring, I think at least.
A little bit.
Just like you're just there, as opposed to, I don't know, like maybe there's an animation that plays, like maybe your visor flickers on or something. But in other Halo games,
I think it did that in Halo 4 or something.
Yeah, in other Halo games, when you spawn in, it's not that, like, you're just there and moving. So, I'm not saying it's a bad thing necessarily, but it doesn't make it stand out as much. Like, because in Call of Duty, you're just there. In Battlefield, you're just there. So, giving it its own sense of uniqueness is what makes Halo a good game.
Exactly, and here's the thing, and me and my brother both said this, one of the things that always keeps me coming back to the Halo franchise is every single game feels different.
Yeah.
If you play if you actually sit there and play from first to second to third to Reach to 4 or to the 5 beta, it is such a jarring transition from 1 to 3 and then 3 to the 5 beta. Because they change dynamically through those time periods.
Yeah.
Even from 3 to 4, it's a pretty
huge transition.
Well, 3, yeah.
I think 3 to 5 would actually not be that jarring of a jump.
It's the same as 3 to 4. 5 is an exceptionally different game for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
But if you were to go from 3 to 5, it would be very different as well.
Yeah.
The point being is, Bungie and subsequently 343 have never shied away from trying to mix things up.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing. I mean, people claim...
People agree about that, and I can't fathom that because have you played Call of Duty lately? Pick up 4 all the way to the one before Advanced Warfare, because I haven't played Advanced Warfare. Everybody tells me, oh, it's so different. I don't care yet, but anyway.
It's a little bit different.
Pick up, go from Call of Duty 4 and pick up, Ghosts. Nothing's different. You're playing the same game. You might as well have, there is nothing they have put in the $60 released new Call of Duties from COD 4 onward that they could not have just put in with. There is nothing that has changed that drastically.
Well, this new year has not changed Boss's opinion of Call of Duty. That means that the world is not going to...
It's not going to end yet.
Yeah.
You're all safe.
2016, though. I hear that's going to be a dangerous year. Yeah. But, I don't understand the logic of... Well, I just don't understand people in general, because they complain about Call of Duty being too similar, each consecutive sequel being too similar, but then they complain that Halo is too different.
Yeah, you can't satisfy everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'll never.
I prefer what they're doing, because what they're doing actually feels like they're trying to break new ground, compared to sitting, safe in their little offices, cashing the same check over and over again.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I feel like 343 and Microsoft just made one of the most honest and not cash-hungry decisions that they've made in ever. And that was looking back at what they did to release ODST and Relic for free to people who've actually suffered from the Halo server damages.
Yeah, that was a huge compensation.
I don't know.
And that's...
Yeah.
I just look at other games like Call of Duty, it would have been just that little nameplate and thing.
I don't know.
Oh, you got to...
No, they would have just given, double XP for a weekend, and then we'd be
exactly.
The thing with MCC that I'm still not getting over is just the lack of ability to do custom lobbies and invites.
MCC is a mess, especially for... Australians, you can't find a game at all.
It's a mess for the online, which is understandable.
Yeah.
Because when you do get down to it, it's also, you have to take into account that it is 4 separate games all packed into one with their own separate versions of multiplayer packed into one.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's the reason for the lobby issues, but it is something you have to take into account.
Yeah.
Whereas if you bought MCC for the reason like me and my brother did, where we wanted to play through all the Halos co-op, just like we used to back in the day, it's perfect. It's exactly what you want.
Right.
But playing with friends online is just awful.
Yeah,
also,
and
nothing beats going through New Mombasa with Sputnik on when you get the Scorpion and you're just blowing ghosts off of the bridge.
Right. Yeah. And like the LAN play as well. That is broken too. You can't if you want to do custom games like on the same Xbox. It is like down to like 15 frames per second. I
don't know.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I was playing Halo 3 earlier today, playing the mission Cortana, and I swear for a second the Sputnik skull from Halo 2 came on because I took a sword and hit one of the big flood that are just like the big honkers. And like those ones that like don't move when you kill them. Like even with a grenade or a rocket, they just fall down. Just goes sailing across the map, and I was like.
Then again, there's that weird glitch with Halo 3 with the melee ragdoll physics.
Yeah.
That can essentially, occasionally, you just get.
You get launched. Also, it was always fun when you were playing Halo 3 to go back in theater and freeze the moment when your ragdoll hit something, because 9 times out of 10 it stretched to impossible half a frame before snapping back like a rubber band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way ragdolls work, though. When you think about it, they adjust the mesh in crazy ways. And
see, I still remember the weirdest ragdoll physics I've ever seen was, and this is a throwback, was in Dave Mirra's BMX on the PlayStation 1. When you would fall, I know it's a weird reference, but when you would fall, the only thing that had mass was your torso. Your head was static, and your limbs had no to where they went. So all you would see was your guy's leg bending like the complete opposite way. His knee would kick himself in the face and then spin 360 degrees. And there was one level where you could make your guy fall and land on a never-ending train. So he would just roll along it, and you would just watch his limbs flail around like he was made of jello.
Then again, it was a PlayStation 1 game.
So yeah, the fact that it had physics almost at all is amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that sounds amazing.
And it was fun.
To look that up.
It was. You get challenges to cause bodily harm for some of them. It's like you have to fall as hard as you can. Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
God, I love Skate. Such a great game.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
So, actually, let's go back to the Halo 5 Guardians questionnaire, because we kind of got off topic, but that's okay.
Yeah. What else is new?
So, now that you've actually played it, what do you guys think about the ADS?
I have no issues with it. I don't find it to break the game. As a matter of fact, it doesn't feel like it doesn't belong to me.
Yeah, it feels more natural to me.
It feels very good. The only complaint that I have about ADS is
it
you
makes
can't
some weapons more accurate.
Well, other than that, which is fine for most parts, SMG is a whole nother issue. But but you can't sprint out of it. Unlike other Halo games, if you were in the scope, you could sprint, and then it would kick you out of scope.
Oh, you can't do that?
You have to drop scope first, and then sprint.
You have to click out of scope to do it.
Well, it depends on the control using the trigger scheme. It just drops out as soon as you let go of it.
Yeah.
Right. My problem is how jarring it is when you are kicked out of the scope from being shot.
Yeah.
That's
the major issue, because when I'm trying to fight someone using the DMR, and they just happen to get that one better shot and I lose scope, I'm pretty much dead at that point, because it takes me a solid 2 seconds to make sure I can get my aim back.
Well, the DMR scope is literally a sniper scope in this.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
very long range.
Which I was playing, picked it up, and I was like, oh cool, DMR, I can get someone. Zoomed in and was like, where am I aiming? Where am I aiming?
I think the sniper scope also, the FOV is a little bit too limited.
Yeah.
It should be just a little bit more expanded, because on some of those maps it's just not Yeah.
You're looking at like
doesn't really work.
2-3 player lengths, and you're like,
I'll get him eventually. Trust
oh,
me.
he stopped.
Yeah. That said, I like the way the sniper handles. It's very crisp.
Yeah.
So far, the SMG is turning out to be my favorite weapon, though. It's just it feels satisfying to me.
It does. The assault
does.
rifle is more like an LMG now.
Yeah.
It's more,
On
which I like.
yeah on terms of sound, how all the weapons sound, they all sound amazing.
They do.
They do.
They're all the sound effects they recorded actual weapons for, so it sounds.
Well, they obviously added to them and changed them somewhat.
Yeah,
but
to
still.
give them that
Yeah.
that unique feel.
Yep.
I do appreciate the redesign of the SMG, because the side mag on the old SMG always infuriated me because it didn't make sense. Now they decided to go with a P9. It basically, the SMG is just a tweaked P90 now.
Yeah.
Which is a good idea because it fits in the futuristic feel, and it looks a lot better now by my standards.
Yeah. Now, the zoom in, the ADS with the SMG is something that a lot of people consider an issue because the accuracy is almost 100% better when you scope in versus when you are scoped out. Sure, there's no
It is
detraction.
as powerful as the battle rifle scope in centerizing your aim. Across map, it is as accurate as a battle rifle,
and
a zoomed-in battle rifle.
Yep.
I haven't noticed that when I played. When I played, it seemed relatively... Like, obviously, it's better to aim down the sight, but I never felt like it was overpowered when I was aiming it.
Well, I would suggest that you test it a little bit, because when you aim down the sights in it, it's like...
Go on Empire
Yeah.
and sit in one of the bases and scope all the way, like the base... like on the inside part of it, and scope towards the outside on the far corner. You can zoom in and literally, like, right there, someone's body, pull the trigger, all the shots will go into them.
As long as you're willing, as long as you can compensate for the
recoil.
Yeah.
For the recoil. But like, it's that little tiny circle that you can see on the screen, that's where all your shots are gonna go.
Right.
Pretty much.
And
there
also
isn't bloom with it.
Yeah, there isn't bloom either. And on THFE, I think Psychoduck did a review analysis on the beta, and he brought up a good point, which was that they added this ADS, which was purely a shooting mechanic. So you have a lot of people that are walking around, aiming down the sight rather than just constantly looking around with the without it. Because it's it just makes, obviously you're not going to be turning as fast when you're looking down, because it's just you're zoomed in a bit more and it's just a little disorienting.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The main thing I've noticed with my experience playing Halo 5 Guardians, the differences between a good match for me and a bad match for me are now so astronomically different. Because I had one match where I went 20-1, and then I had the opposite where I went 1-20. Where I usually kept it in if I went positive, it was like a 12-8 range. And if I went negative, it was the opposite. It just feels like the game has just gotten a lot more exponentially. I don't know how to really word it. It's just, when I have bad matches, they are terrible. But when I have good matches,
Boss, I know what you feel. I know what you mean. For me, it kind of feels a lot like the Halo 3 multiplayer.
It does. It's most similar to Halo 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, with the balance.
Which I find weird, because in terms of Halo 3 was definitely my least favorite of the series. So,
gameplay-wise?
Gameplay-wise, and I really, really like 5 so far.
Yeah.
Right.
I think Halo 3 was the most slow-paced.
It was the slowest game, but I think it was also probably one of the best multiplayers, just because it definitely was about, can you land your shots? Can you do this?
Yeah.
It was not about, oh, I got the first shot, I instantly win. Or
I don't think it's entirely that way. I think it's closer to being that than other Halo games, but I don't think it's entirely that way.
yes,
Like I've had moments where if landing my shots was absolutely key, and maneuvering was key when I was taking on 3 people rushing sword on truth.
yeah,
And I killed them all with a 4-shot to the head battle rifle. And they were all pouring fire into me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just did that.
The main difference I've noticed in Halo 5 is there is a huge emphasis on working with your team now.
yes.
Which
and call-outs are a good example of that.
Yeah, but there is a huge emphasis on working with your team because it is so clear, it is extremely evident in the final score if you have one team that's sticking together playing as a team versus a team of people who want to try and play by themselves. That's when you go, like, that's when you see game 50-12.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I've noticed is my really good games have always come when I've just picked a random player, when I see them who are on my team and I stick with them, I'll get like 30 assists in one game.
Yeah.
Right.
But
there was a game that I played yesterday on Truth. Spawned, grabbed the sword, got 10 kills, grabbed the second sword without dying, got it, got like 2-3 kills, died. Teammate got the sword guy, I got the sword back, used it completely up. So I had like 19 kills with the sword in the game, and I still had like 12 assists in the game just because I would switch over to my assault rifle and mow people down when I wasn't in the area.
Right.
Because I knew not to
sword,
charge with the sword.
I feel like on the sword, the motion boost should be just a little bit more. Because if an enemy sees you, they will most likely kill you.
Well, I think that's why you've got to keep it, like, not as your primary, like, swap to it when you're close to someone rather than run around with it.
I would just run around. I like running around with the sword because, especially in Halo 5 in the Guardians beta, the ledges and just sort of grabbing onto the ledges and the mobility that you can attain on the map is really very well optimized, and I love it.
Yeah,
the sword is a great
being able to
way
get
to
from
move
one
around
end
the
of the map to the other.
But that said, if an enemy sees you and you're a room across from them, if they're decently accurate with their shots, they can kill you before you reach them.
Yeah.
So there either needs to be a slight boost to your motion.
Yeah.
Or they just need to scale the damage.
I think
I also think the mechanic where you don't recharge shields when you're sprinting just does not feel like it needs to be a thing.
I think it does, but the timer needs to be shorter.
It does not feel like a beneficial aspect to me because it forces if you're in the middle, if you're in the moment and you're playing the game, it forces kind of
a decision,
a moment of clarity where you realize, like, I'm screwed either way, and more or less, basically, when your shields used to just recharge and that was it, you used to be able to get away from people, but now it's more like, okay, I don't want to sprint because my shields won't recharge, so you don't get to cover as quickly. Just the way it feels is, it feels like it literally gets you to the point where you just resign to dying at a certain point.
Well, I would counter that by saying, if you go back and look at like Halo 3, because I have the opposite view, is that it definitely should be there, because
it should be there with some tweaks.
I think. A little bit of tweaks, yes.
When you combine the non-recovering shields when you're sprinting with how weak the shields are compared to other Halos, it feels like you die at the drop of a hat now.
Yeah.
Which we don't want it to be that way.
No, because then it's just Call of Duty, and
I don't know.
I hate to be the next person saying, "Oh, Halo's stealing from Call of Duty," but the main thing that makes Call the pace of the game of getting and dying and going back in.
I would say
I look at the amount of shots that go in. It's pretty similar to Call of Duty and how many shots it takes to kill, aside from headshots. That's the obvious difference.
Right. Yeah.
once the
It's
shields are
getting
down
closer.
with the assault rifle, yeah, it's like 2-3 shots, dead. I don't know. I would say that I actually like the sprint shield recharge stuff, how it is, mainly because it kind of harkens back to a moment in Halo 3 that you would get where your shields are dropped during the middle of a fight, and you basically have the option of staying and dying, but trying to throw a grenade or deal some damage so your teammates can get the kills, or you can back off, save yourself, but you don't get the kills. Your team doesn't get the kills.
Right.
Blaze of Glory versus
Yeah.
Saving Grace.
Like do you have your moment of badassery?
Do you have your moment of Halo?
Yeah. And I felt that I really didn't feel that in Reach a lot, and I really didn't feel that in 4. In 4 it was just like I can either run away now, like, oh, my team's entirely dead, I'm going to run away now, or oh, my team's still here, I'm just going to throw a crap ton of grenades and die.
Yep.
Like, I didn't feel like it was an option. It was more of like, oh, are my teammates dead? Yes, run away. Are my teammates alive? No, stay in the fight.
It's just, to me, the sprint, the shield respawn thing, just kind of it takes away the ability to. It takes away the ability to have a tactical withdrawal. Because, sure, it does make sense when you're in a heads-up fight, your team's there, the enemy team is there, you can't fall back, so you might as well do what you can so your team comes out ahead. Right. But if your team is not moving from their particular camping spot, and you just have a power weapon, that screws you, because there is no, okay, I'll fight so my team can get the kills, if you run into the entire team and you can't make it away in time because your shield's dropped instantly and they won't recharge.
I think... You know how, like, after, like, 2-3 seconds of sprinting, it does the, like, super charge?
Yeah.
Where when you hit melee, you do the Spartan charge? I think it should delay for that 2.5 seconds or whatever that is.
Yeah.
The normal shield time of, it can't recharge at all, and then it kicks into the normal, oh, if you aren't shot, then you can recharge your shields. Once you're sprinting at that speed. Because if you are, then... Because then, if you are sprinting... and you're getting away at that speed, that means that someone hasn't put shots at you, because if you are shot, because of the flinch, you can't get to that point.
Right, yeah.
But I like it because it does harken back to that Halo 3 idea where it's stay in the fight, stick with your team, and try to do something, or run like a coward. And hope you don't get shot.
So, on a similar note, what's your opinion on the grenade tuning because grenades, for one thing, the way you throw them is a little bit different.
Yes.
And for another thing, they're much more powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother
I would
brought
agree
up
that
the
they are
idea
more
of,
powerful.
My brother brought up the idea of adding in grenade indicators if they're going to be that powerful, which I don't know what to say about that.
I don't really think grenade indicators are necessary.
Yeah.
No, but it was a nice thing in Halo 4, I think.
It was, but it was just another distracting thing on the screen. The audio cue was more than enough for you to see that there was a grenade.
I think it should... Because the thing with Reach was that there was no grenade indicator, but there was...
The grenades were visibly noticeable. The frag grenades had a fuse that you could see.
Yes.
And plasma grenades glowed like the Dickens.
Well, and that happens in Halo 5 here, but in Reach, you could hear the bounce of doom, and, like, the...
You can in Halo 5, too.
Yeah, you can in Halo 5, but you have to be sitting on the grenade to hear it.
Yeah, but there is a lot of audio clutter that can cover the sound of the grenade.
Yep.
I think that just tends to make it a little bit more realistic.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that there's no grenade indicator. And personally, I love the grenade kill cam.
Yes, where it's
That's
just
just
throw, butching, boom.
and you're just like, oh,
Oh.
it's brutal, but I love it.
I like the sniper one because it delays and it shows the bullet, like it shows the hammer hitting the bullet and then it goes.
Yeah,
It's
and it shows point of entry and all that. And it's like
just boom.
it's
Oh.
like this is and like these are kill cams that I actually want to watch, and I like that there's no instant respawn. I like that they brought back it's a shorter timer, sure, but it is still a timer, and you can choose to watch the kill cam or not to watch the kill cam.
Right. Yeah.
It is
But-
still a 5-second timer though.
Yeah.
I think it's 4 seconds.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
it's a 4 second.
Okay.
It might
Yeah.
as well be 5 because it has that little moment of registering.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I can attribute to the fact that it's a beta.
Yeah.
Especially when your dead screen, like your HUD pops up and you're still dead.
Yeah, I don't like that the HUD is still there when you're still dead. I guess
Well,
it
that-
does
that's
make
beta,
it,
though,
Make it
but, like-
seems it's either a beta thing or they're trying to make it feel more like it is a war game simulation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because, see, my whole theory with the way the multiplayer feels, like the overall aesthetic of the announcer and the way your Spartans behave, it feels more like they're really trying to push that it is an esport now.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Or
like it.
in
It's
terms of
really
if you
fun.
if you want to keep it in story, basically there is now a combat sport for Spartans.
Yep,
It's-
to
yeah.
help them
It's a
with training,
tournament,
which
yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Which has always been a really cool idea in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and
Back
then
to
the
my
new-
original
the-
point, I am all for the animations of the Spartans.
And the new game type. Oh gosh, the new game type.
Yeah.
The I forget what it's called, but the one that's on the training field where
Oh.
you start with the SMG and a pistol, and you
Right.
just
Yeah.
and it
You
has
jump
that
in.
animation where you jump
Yeah.
in, and it's
It's supposed to be like paintball, pretty much.
and it feels amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Oh,
called
gosh, it's
Elimination?
Yeah.
Because
think so.
it's in MCC as one of the game types.
Except it's not as cool.
Oh, definitely not. Have you guys done the Spartan slide at all?
Yes,
I have not
I like
done
it.
the slide.
I've used the slide.
I like it. It feels
It
feels good.
In the right situation, the slide can be more useful than the thrust pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I always just like having as many options for mobility as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I approve of the slide wholeheartedly because that's what I like in Destiny. I spend a lot of time sliding.
Not to mention you just look badass while you
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
If you're
one
ever if you're ever in a situation where you get to do a full-on baseball slide with a weapon in your hands, you look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love especially that it cuts to third person while you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Although I do have a comment about shoulder charge, and I feel that it's not quite strong enough. It's only slightly stronger than a melee.
Here's the thing. My theory for shoulder charge. I think it's good where it is, but the idea I have is the later in the charge you actually make contact, the more damage it should do. So
Okay.
if you pop it off from, say, about 3 to 5 meters away, when you
It'll do more
finally
damage at 5
when you
than 3.
finally get pretty much do it in the idea of showing your guy doing a melee animation with his gun. If the first frame is him with his shoulder bared cocking back for the hit, and he hits someone there, obviously it's not going to do little more than shove someone.
Right.
But if it gets right to the point where he's full on, swinging whatever weapon he's holding for an attack,
Yep.
it should kill. So that's the theory that I have that they should do is the more basically if you hit with a charge from max range of the charge, like it's just the last second you're still in the charge and you make collision, that should be a kill.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I just had a few moments where I rush in for the shoulder charge and I get it, and I've already put a couple of shots into people, and it just doesn't.
But at that
do
point,
enough
it's easy.
damage.
It's easy enough to mop up the kill.
The thing with
Yeah,
the soul,
except I
you
hit
have to
someone with a shoulder charge, and then they out meleeed me.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
a couple
you have
times.
to
like
hit
I
them
said,
directly straight on. If you clip them, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, if you hit them
Yeah.
straight on, it launches them far enough away where you can pretty much get a, basically lock on target and fire the shot you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I felt that it was very, very solid overall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to play on the more maps.
Which will be coming out on next week, I believe.
Yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to play like the newest ones because I go away in 1 week. So,
Then play
Yeah.
all of them now and stop.
but I won't. I don't
complaining
think
about
I'll be
it's
able to play it
terrible.
all. Oh no, I don't think it's terrible. I just don't really have much motivation to play it because I don't know. I can see it. I don't really have
Do you have
a
much
huge.
motivation? Period.
I think I think I'm just getting really bored of shooters. I think is what it is because I've just played them so much and just
I can understand
every
that.
one kind of looks okay to
guess.
me.
Yeah.
I could, yeah.
This is kind of a fresh. I know exactly what you mean, and this is a breath of fresh air.
Right.
It is. Yeah, it's a change for the better.
Yeah.
Right.
Much better.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing.
I think this would be
So
interesting for like, if you got like a bunch of friends and had an actual like team. You never really did that in like the other ones.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
my
have an
friends
actual
and I are
team.
getting together on Friday, and we're gonna have like 8 Xbox Ones and gonna play it, and it's
Right.
gonna be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should be.
Well, yeah, should be. But it's really solid, and like Six said, it's a breath of fresh air for gaming, where
Right.
it's sort of a field of crap out there, in
Yeah.
general, and this is solid. So
Okay.
that kind of wraps my segment, which ended up being most of the podcast.
It
Yep.
pretty much is
Of-
the podcast. How long has this been?
Good
We've
45
still-
minutes. So
Yeah, we've still got a little bit more to go on, and that is just some stuff for members to keep in mind as they listen, which is so Sick. Is the Forge contest closed yet?
it technically is. However, Red did say something about extending it for an additional 2 weeks in the shout box yesterday.
Okay.
Um,
So if it is extended for another 2 weeks, you guys will get a chance to play it some more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
to design your maps, etc.
Yep.
If you so choose.
I would do it, but just testing the maps would be the biggest pain. Just like getting a lobby together.
Yes.
I mean,
So, yeah.
it's easier that it's a 2v2. That
Yeah.
means you don't really need to have quite as many people play it. And I mean, my gosh, Peanut is always ready to play.
Yes.
Okay, so we're losing Boss here. So, everyone say goodbye to Boss.
Goodbye,
And
boss.
he already left because
Goodbye.
reasons.
Yeah.
But bye, Boss, and let's start talking crap about. Man, I hate that guy. I mean, Boss. He's
Yeah,
such a
disgusting.
I mean, his addition to podcasts, it's just not a good idea. We should
I think
totally
we need
leave
to
him out.
replace him with someone. The position is now free for everyone.
So, I mean, if you want to replace Boss, please let us know in the comments below.
Ooh, I think there's another Aussie that is in the shout box right now.
Should Azax?
Oh god,
Yeah. Man.
he wouldn't join.
Yes.
I know, but still, it's still. It's
It is
funny.
with the yeah. Lots of people in the shout box.
He would be like, "It is with a heavy heart." Actually, let's do shoutbox questions.
Yes, good idea.
Ask us questions.
I have noticed that
For-
there's been a lot of new people coming back.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing. We've got an influx of, we have an influx of good members. We've still got an average of 3,000 people online per hour per day.
Yeah, wow.
every day. So that's a lot of people. We're getting some new members, and we're getting a lot of bunch of people who are
Old members that are
old
coming
members
back.
who are coming back.
I think there'll be a huge influx for Halo 5 Guardians.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It was.
So what do
it
you
was
think
huge
of
for
the
Halo 4.
Halo 5 Guardians editions of games? The editions for the Halo 5 Guardians.
It's too early to really tell. Obviously, basically they kind of said like, oh, we're doing the standard editions that we normally do. I was actually very angry because I went over to 3 different places to secure my pre-order for it,
Mm-hmm.
and all of them promised posters in their ads. None of them had posters.
That's because they don't have them yet.
Yes.
They will have them by January 3rd, I believe the announcement was.
Yes.
Which is also GameStop's quote unquote Halo Day event.
Yeah.
Where they're gonna give out like controller skins and stuff like that.
Really?
So
When is that? Is that the 3rd?
Yeah, January 3rd is Saturday, and this Saturday, and there's going to be a.
I might have to skip out on the playdate for that.
What?
I might have to skip out on the playdate for a while to go do that and then come back.
Oh, okay. No. Yeah, it's gonna be on all day.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna pre-order the $250 one.
Oh god, I hate you.
Yeah, I'm not.
I can't afford any like just big collectors. I'm waiting for a game that I'm genuinely just so excited for to get like the most expensive edition of that game, because I've never gotten like anything other than the limited edition, I'd say. I like, apart from the standard and limited edition kind of thing, I haven't really gone for the collector's edition. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm intrigued as to why they're going to be charging $250 as opposed to $150 that it's been for every previous special edition of Halo games.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is expensive, and for Australia, I think it's 350.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still getting it. I don't have the money for it, but I'm still going to get it because I need it. It's mine. It needs to be mine. I got the I have every legendary edition of every other Halo game except for Halo Reach.
Right.
And I picked those up at midnight for everything. So yikes. So sick, when is that package gonna be coming for me?
I am still putting it together. Well, we've been going through a lot of stuff in our house and getting rid of it. So
that means you're procrastinating.
no, I actually have some stuff that I received.
Ooh, let's get a sneak peek.
Oh,
of those
you
items.
weren't getting these. So these are ties that I received.
Hmm.
Ties. So toilet ties. We have a Three Stooges ties.
Interesting.
We have shoutbox questions.
Yes, I saw. We can
Yes,
get to those.
And then we have these.
Ooh, Han Solo. I'm at Star Wars and Star Wars and Star Trek ties.
Yes.
Sweet.
Oh my gosh.
So we've got some shopbox questions.
Yes, indeed.
Question from Ghost Recon. Who is the best Halo player on here? Well, we've answered that question a lot of times, and that would be GSD.
Yes.
And,
Wait, is it on here or on the forums?
On the podcast? I don't know. We'd have to do trial by combat.
I don't know. I think you guys could probably beat me now.
I haven't played Halo in ages. Like,
same.
maybe for like a full year, I haven't played Halo.
I barely played over the summer. The first time I've just come back to it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep up a decent skill level. Peanut will laugh at me, but I'm decently good And you can shut up right now, Peanut. Ghost Recon also asks, who will be the new mom? Can't tell you that right now, even though it is the first of the month.
Yeah.
The mod team is on that. Hopefully we will have that to you later today. Hopefully this will also come out today, along with the previous podcast. But you know.
What you know? Don't you know?
Don't you know? Twin Reaper asked an interesting question. As a group of avid Xbox fans, you look forward to the January press conference about Windows 10 and its possible integration into the live platform.
More specifically, the potential and downfall of the two platforms sharing content
of any kind. I think
I have no idea what's in Windows 10. So
the only thing that they've released is Spartan, which is the new web browser.
Yeah, they called it Spartan.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. So I really am. I'm gonna probably watch the premiere just to see what. I'm gonna probably watch the press conference just to see what's up, because Windows 7 is eventually gonna go out of commission, and I've got to take a look at what piece of crap I'm gonna upgrade to. So, and I'm honestly not really an avid supporter of the integration into the live platform.
Right.
Because they're dumbing down their quote unquote exclusive all as one console and basically telling people that it's like they're becoming the elitist race. Like you can have this, but if you get this, you can also have this, and like you can share gameplay and you can play your Xbox on your PC.
Yeah, I think this kind of harkens over to the whole Windows Live being shut down officially and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, I believe that it could happen. I honestly don't think it will happen now, just because of timing.
Not to mention, if it did happen now, knowing Microsoft, it would be poorly implemented.
Right now, the current game system that you have for the apps for Windows 8 and stuff works actually really well. But I think that in the future, it could work.
Yeah, I just feel like it should wait just a little bit.
Yep.
Right.
Plus, they've been porting a lot of things over to Steam, so I don't know.
Spartan Assault on Steam.
Yes. Spartan Assault on Steam. I'm assuming Spartan Strike will also be on Steam.
Yeah.
So we had...
will we see new awards on here for next year? Will there be new emoticons added? Sorry.
Yeah.
Probably...
What?
Probably. We always make changes.
Usually,
and
I
stuff.
mean, yeah, there are always new awards.
Sometimes changes happen. We're not really sure what those changes are going to necessarily be. We don't really have any planned as of right now, but that doesn't necessarily mean that those things won't happen.
Right.
What game are we looking forward most in 2015?
We answered that question in the previous podcast.
I think we did, yeah.
Yep.
And why is Microsoft so quick to move on from Windows 8? Because they really kind of botched it.
Yeah.
Windows 8 is also 3 years
Windows 8
old
right now. I'm using it right now.
It's not 3 years old. It came out in 2012.
At least.
No, it came out in 20. Actually, let me look it up. Windows 8 release.
But yeah, I never used the app screen, so
Windows 8 was released on August 1st of 2012. However, most people argued that it was a broken system until, and I agree with them, Windows 8.1 was released in June of 2013. So, technically it's about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So it's about
Windows 8 was meant for tablets and stuff, so...
Yeah, there's an app screen for desktop, never use it. I, never use it. It's just cluttered with all these little icons from all my games and everything, and I'm just... I never use it because I just why? You would never want to use it on a desktop thing.
last question that we're gonna take. Do you guys? It's from Edward Kenway. Do you guys think Arbiter will be playable in Halo 5 Guardians? And I honestly don't really know.
I would say yes, purely because of public demand. The fact that he's in it, people are gonna expect that you play as him.
I don't think so.
But I don't think so because something.
Go ahead, Austin.
All right, okay. So I don't think he would be because he's the side. You've got like, I don't know. I know apparently you're gonna play as Master Chief. So if you were gonna play as 3 different people, might be stretching it. And
yeah.
It's just like yeah.
It was hard enough, and a lot of people. I loved it in Halo 2 that you could play as the Arbiter, but a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
And a lot of people hated playing as him and the elites in Halo 3, which I actually was the exact opposite. I loved it.
Oh my gosh, I loved playing as him in Halo 3. That was really good.
Because you always got the carbine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good for narrative in those 2 games.
Yes,
and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I think in Halo 5 he will be in it, but it's going to be more of like he's there at the beginning talking to Locke.
I don't think he's a gameplay character. I don't think you'll see him actually shooting things. I think he'll be...
No, I think he will. I think
really?
he will, is seeing the intros. You did not... I bet you didn't see
Oh,
this.
no, I saw it.
The intro cinematic for Halo 5 Guardians Beta?
Yeah.
Looking at that, I feel like he's going to be an active part of it.
Okay.
Yes. I think what it's going to be is you have the solo like Master Chief campaign, or like those missions where it's like Master Chief doing his own thing.
And then there's going to be
like a Reach like
narrative exposition, Reach like narrative exposition missions where we follow Locke and his following the steps of the Master Chief.
And his team, because it's a team that's doing it.
Yeah.
It's not just Locke.
Yep. So that answers our question for how will multiplayer be handled for Locke. So, how is multiplayer campaign be handled for the Chief? Will it be just clones of the Chief again, or will they be doing something else?
I think you'll be playing the other characters in Locke's team.
Yeah.
The other characters in Locke's team
most likely
during Chief parts.
I don't know how they would do Chief parts.
Because for Chief parts, I wonder if they'll just do clones of Master Chief.
It might just be just for ease of it that they just import character models for...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like story-wise, they're probably going to go with clones of Master Chief.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, it
really doesn't matter if it's... It could be that Master Chief isn't by himself and he's actually has another group of Spartans or something.
Well, we don't know that.
We don't know that.
We don't know that yet. So we will know that when Halo 5 Guardians launches or when they release more information.
If there was an Arbiter, if you could play as the Arbiter, how do you think they'd handle that? Clones of the Arbiter or...
No, other elites. Just the way that they did it in Halo 3.
Right, yeah, okay.
Either that or other Spartans. It depends on the mission.
Right,
I don't know.
yeah.
It could be interesting.
Yeah, that would be interesting if they just changed it.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
So, I think we're at a wrap for the podcast.
We have 1 minute to go. We have 1 minute to go.
We have 1 minute to go.
And then it will be 5 p.m. for me.
And then it will be 5 p.m. for you, and it'll be 1 a.m. for us. So it'll be an hour and 10-minute podcast, hopefully. It's cutting probably an hour and 5, but whatever.
Yes. So,
thank you guys for listening. I'd like to wish you all a happy new year. It's been a good run, 2014, and let's... Here's to a even better 2015.
Well, so
once again,
30 seconds to go.
Okay, so
fill this space with something.
Yeah,
why are we here?
Isn't life like some giant mystery or whatever? Yeah. I'm trying to quote something and I'm messing up the quote, but
why are we sitting here?
8,
why are we?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,